Gaffer, after a run of Saturday, Tuesday for what seems like 3 or 4 weeks, you finally had a full week of training. You had opportunity to kind of reflect on the season so far?
Yeah, listen, not reflect because it's too early, but what we do know is we need to eradicate certain mistakes. We need to be a bit more solid out of possession. We need to do simple things better. But look, I can't moan at the boys. They're doing fantastic. The goals we're scoring, the patterns of play we're working, the style of play continues. Yeah, we do come up against better opposition in terms of League One, but it's an exciting challenge, and it's an exciting challenge we're all looking forward to and we're all happy to be in. So it'll continue. But yeah, it's been a good week. We'll finish off today and tomorrow in terms of what we're trying to do for Saturday. We respect Shrewsbury massively, but as I've said before, we don't fear them. We go toe to toe, and we're looking forward to another exciting game.
You've touched on it already, but I mean, 4 points from your opening 6, a win at home and a draw away, you'd have taken that if offered, wouldn't you? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, listen, I would have liked 6, for what we are. And as you know, Dan, we want to win every game we possibly can. It's not to be, but as I've said before, I think you do the match, you win your own games, and you take points away from home. It puts you in good stead, and that's probably going to be one of the aims this season. Listen, we want to win every game away from home also, but it might flip round. You might draw at home and you might win away. But what we've got to do is we've got to respect the league, respect the teams who we're playing up against, because there's some good teams in there. But we've just got to give it our utmost best, and I'm sure we will.
Having not had a midweek game, you've had a full week to prepare for Shrewsbury. Is that kind of does that allow you to go into more depth in terms of your opposition than you have been able to before? Yeah,
we do the same thing with all the opposition. So we start on the opposition right after the game on a Saturday or a Tuesday, whenever that may be. That don't change. But what does change sometimes is some video work, some analysis with the lads, and them showing us where they could be on certain areas, especially when you can see goals. You want to put the wrongs right, and that's what we've certainly done this week in some classroom work. It's always nice when you can do that, because you can debrief games better and quicker when you've got a week to work on the next one. So we've done that, we've analysed a few things, we know where we can get better. And then, as I say, we always do the right things anyway for the opposition, and that's obviously Shrewsbury this weekend.
Of course, you may not have had a midweek game, you've had a little bit of extra stress in the form of another round of COVID tests. How was that to experience, to go through the kind of the worry and then finding out the results and so on?
Do you know what, Dan? I think the worry is, I don't worry me, I'm not a worrier. I'm one that just gets on with it, what'll be will be. It was worrying when we found out the situation with Leyton Orient. Don't get me wrong, I was worried, and then obviously disappointed as well in there. But I don't want to rub salt into any wounds, because again, whatever the protocols are, we've done all our protocols right. This football club is a safe environment to come. We know that, and as you know, everyone working here, we've been tested off our own back plenty of times. Also, I think that's the 5th test we've had since coming back, when some clubs have only had 2, maybe 3 at max. But disappointed in it, yeah, because we've lost a player and we've lost a member of staff. We hope they can get well quick and soon. I'm sure they will. But what we've got to do now is just make sure that there's no slip-ups, and that we don't sort of be around somewhere that could potentially catch the virus. We're in our bubble, we have to stay in it, and most importantly, look to keep playing games of football.
Aside from that one individual who can't play, and obviously one member of staff who will also isolate, is there much kind of concern, fitness and injuries wise, heading into the weekend? No,
injuries wise, fine. Ben Reeves he'll train today. We'll see how he is. He's been on a programme just to get fit, not in terms of any injuries. It's more been a programme in terms of where he's got to be to get match fit now, because he missed a lot of games. Luke Jepcott is not far off, considering we had some good news with him. He's back running now, strengthening. So he won't be too far. This week may have come a bit too soon. Gaz Sawyer, as we've said, he's had an operation and cleared out on his ankle, so he'll be back pretty soon as well, which is good news for us, because we thought we might have lost him for a little bit longer, but we've had the specialist seeing him. He's had the operation and cleared out on his ankle. He'll be back in no time. And then obviously Luke McCormack was still struggling with his shoulder a little bit. We may have to go down the operation route with that. We've delayed that as long as we can, but again, it's over the COVID stuff and the hospitals getting in and out. So we'll get Saturday's game out the way, and then we'll look to see where we go with that. But other than that, everyone's fit, healthy, and ready to go.
And in terms of the mood in the camp, everyone enjoying their football, enjoying the higher level and the challenges that brings so far?
Yeah, they are. Listen, they're buzzing off it. You know, they're buzzing with the league. They know the way the league is. We've come up against 2 different teams in Blackpool. They're very good, as you've seen the weekend. We got a great result against a good Swindon team and scored 2 good goals, and then come up against a different side than AFC Wimbledon, who didn't pose that much of a threat in terms of the way Blackpool did, but different styles, and scores 4 goals, and we score 4 goals. So listen, the lads are buzzing off it. They're excited. One thing I will say is the quicker this crowd gets back in, they'll be more excited because they'll see the type of football. We've got to be patient. You know, we don't want no criticism along any players. You know, it's my style of play. That's what I want, open, expansive. We will make mistakes along the way, and that's fine. That's my problem, no one else's. Because what I do know is these boys are giving us everything, and they certainly will do. We've said that with the group. I heard Dom saying before, they've got the never die attitude. Yeah, we might lack a bit of quality at times in certain areas, but it won't be for the lack of trying.
And in terms of kind of for you and your management and your coaching staff, have you experienced many differences so far? Is it a different sort of challenge? Is it tougher tactically, or is it too early to say just now?
No, we just know the league's a bit better than as we've said, League 2. You know, you get better players, better pitches, better stadiums, if you like. And you're coming up against maybe, I wouldn't say better managers, but managers who may have been in that league a little bit longer. But it's exciting for me as a manager and all my staff. You know, we're pitting our wits against managers in League 1 now, and I'm looking forward to pitting my wits against some good managers who've been there for a while. But it's excitement, Dan. We're really looking forward to it, whether it's tactical, whether it's formations, whether it's style of play, whatever it is. You're always going to come up against clashes, and someone's only going to try and stop you. But we've got to make sure they can't, and we've got to make sure we worry about us. We have, listen, 70% us and 30% the opposition. That's what we'll do. We respect every opposition. We don't fear them. We go toe to toe with them, but we work on mostly us, and we just have a little bit on them, just to show the lads that, look, this is what they've got, this is where they can hurt you. But if we do our game plan right, then I've got every confidence we can pick points up.
And looking forward to Saturday. Obviously, we're playing at a club you know very well in Shrewsbury. What are you expecting from them? Yeah,
listen, tough game. We know that. Sam Rickard's gone in there, is doing a great job. You know, good job their fans are not here because they're very vocal as well. They get around their team very good and stick with them through thick and thin. A lot of things have changed since I was there last time, but listen, it's a fantastic little club. I love my time there. People there, friends, you know, who I've met there, they're still friends now, and people who live in Shrewsbury, so it's a fantastic little club, and they're desperate to get out. They've nearly been out a couple of times in the playoffs in League 1. They know what it takes, and we know it's going to be a tough ask. Listen, you know, but at the end of the day, there's a team coming to Home Park where we want to try and make a fortress, and we'll continue to do that. So we'll respect Shrewsbury massively, but we'll give it a right good go against them.
Good luck on Saturday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.